Hello, this is Richard Lane again with thoughts, questions, and observations about being a free citizen in a free society. We've gone over the four basic flaws that I think we have. The using force to take money from one person or group of people and give it to another person or group of people, that not recognizing the fact that vices are not crimes. Crimes are something one does to another person or their property. A vice is something you do for yourself. They don't recognize the fact that if there's a market for something, somebody will fill the market whether they like it or not. And what I'm going to talk about today is just minding our own business. You know, this country started by some pretty smart people that figured all this out. They wrote the Constitution and one thing and another. And even though I think the Articles of Confederation needed a little bit more work, but would have probably been a little bit better than the Constitution. But the Constitution only only authorizes the federal government 18 things to do. The rest of it's supposed to be left up to the states and the people. And they're doing so goddamn much now that, they can't keep track of it all, much less anybody else. But we're all over the world. We're cutting minding into everybody's business, just the opposite from what the founders wanted. Thomas Jefferson said, what? Peace, commerce, and honest friendship with all nations, entangling alliances with none. Uh, you know, and John Quincy Adams, he was the sixth president. He was back in the early days. He said America doesn't go in search of monsters to destroy. But boy, we're looking for monsters everywhere, and if we can't find some, we'll make some. These people just, they're everywhere. And you want to ask yourself at whose expense and who benefits. Everybody, contributes to all this adventurism all over the world, and very few people benefit from it. There's people out here that, peace scares them to death. Their whole livelihood, their prestige, their wealth, the wealth of their children. It all depends on war, war, war. They got to have war. And the fact that, poor and lower middle class people go off and fight these damn things makes no little difference to us. We're just like so many throwaway tools or plastic bags or something. They don't care. They live in a different world than we do. But, and the one word that scares those people to death, I mean, the minute somebody in Washington or the surrounding area up there says neutral, oh God, see, they don't hear that. What they hear is isolationism, isolationism. Well, there's a world of difference. Isolate, to isolate is to keep separate and not have anything to do with anybody. But neutral is just simply that. Trade with them, be friends with them, visit them, let them visit us. Tourists, just don't get involved with their politics, their wars, their squabbles, and what have you. Like Switzerland, it just, look, Switzerland's been neutral for God knows how long, and they got no problems with anybody. It's one of the freest nations in the world. And, people will tell you, well, Switzerland's got that big, big mountains all around it. It'd be very hard to invade. Well, take a look at the map of the world and look at the United States of America. My Lord, we've got great big oceans on either side of us, friendly countries to the north and the south of us. It went in virtually, and the citizens of the country, what? There's about as many guns in the hands of civilians here as there are civilians. And who in the hell could possibly invade this country and hold on to it? I mean, they couldn't even get here. We got submarines, battleships, aircraft carriers. Those submarines kind of neat. I mean, we were neutral, and nobody and somebody wanted to mess with us. I mean, we've got enough intercontinental guided missiles and missiles on submarines and what have you, airplanes. You know, it, it wouldn't be benefit any nation at all to attack this nation and try to hold it to be done because of where we are and who we are. But no, we got to go all over the world, buttoning everybody's business. This keeps who benefits? Well, it keeps the military-industrial complex, keeps the wars going, keep the money flowing, and that's all they want. War, 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 and more war. It's the health and wealth of their whole lifestyles. War. Who wants war? Well, politicians love war. Hillary Clinton. Oh, boy, she's a warmonger. That fucking McCain fella. Jesus Christ. Can anybody accuse this man of being insane? It's war, 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 more war. Let's kill a lot of people. Let's spend a lot of money. My God, the children, the people in their 20s and 30s now, their children and grandchildren are going to be paying off what we're borrowing. My God, they got about $2.5 trillion a year goes into Washington in revenue. Uh, they, that much money, got $1 trillion. Somebody told me one time that $1 trillion weighs 11,000 tons. You fill up football station after football stadium after stadium. If it was in $100 bills. It's a lot of money, and that attracts every hustler, scuffler, manipulator, con man, prostitute, destitute. Just everybody's attracted to Washington. Everybody's wants some of that money because they give it out. It started off with just one special interest, got some money, and then, hey, that group of people got some money. We're a group of people. Let us go some. So now everybody's fighting over that income of $2.5 trillion. Everybody wants some. Everybody, I think, who was it said, democracy, is everybody living at everybody else's expense. There's no way you can do it. My dad used to say, and it's an old English expression, every tub must rest on its own bottom. Everybody can't live off the efforts of everybody else because it just doesn't work. Look, I'm going to stop this for a while, but I want you to think about neutrality. Just think of what would benefit. Who would benefit? We could bring all our troops home, have them guard our borders, our shores, and our airspace. That's enough. We don't have to be all over the world guarding everybody else's borders, shores, and airspace. We could save all that, leave all those. I think I read somewhere about $1 trillion to support our armed forces all over the world. Who the fuck do we think we are? We can't run the world. We can't rule the world, although some people think they want to. I guess they want to go down in history as being wonderful or something. But personally, I think they're just all a little bit crazy. Well, not completely crazy. There's psychopaths and there's near psychopaths, and then there's those people that have authoritarian personalities, and in that group there are those that have dominant authoritarian personalities, and they really think they ought to be able to tell other people what to do and how to live their lives, and especially they want to be able to take money away from you to support their fucking wars. I'm giving up on this because it's going to take some really heavy editing. How do I stop it?